What's going on, everybody? This is Angel, and this is my 2-year long-term iPad Pro review. After getting 2 years of updates and getting iPadOS 14, is it finally ready to replace your laptop? iPadOS is what makes or breaks this tablet from being a true laptop replacement, or quite simply, the best tablet ever made. After having used this iPad Pro from 2018 extensively for the past 2 years as my only computer, yeah, you can absolutely use it as your only device depending on your usage, though for the most part, it isn't quite there yet. For the 2018 model year, the iPad Pro had a huge redesign compared to previous models. Apple introduced toned-down bezels all the way around with a more industrial design, which still looks stunning. The speakers on this are amazing. With 2 speakers on each side, it gets plenty loud and has decent bass when listening to videos or music. The sound is rich and clear, and even in max volume there is no noticeable distortion. With a more boxy design language, which remind me of the iPhone 4, which is a huge plus in my book, makes it a joy to hold. The weight is evenly distributed when holding it, but I do have to say for tablet use, the 11-inch model is more of a sweet spot. The 12.9-inch model is great for video consumption and gaming, but holding it for large periods of time can get quite tiresome. With the 12.9-inch liquid retina display, it gets plenty bright in my testing indoors. What set this screen apart in 2018 though was that 120Hz refresh rate that makes input feel smooth as butter, and the toned down bezels reduce the overall footprint, making it much more manageable than the previous version. For the performance with the A12X Bionic, it still flies to this day, with no hiccups or stutters in my workload. It can easily handle 4K video editing, including this video, and in my testing, mobile games in ultra settings like Call of Duty Mobile run buttery smooth. Especially now with the added PS4 and Xbox controller support, it is absolutely a great gaming device, especially with cloud gaming. Doing routine daily tasks with gaming and 4K video editing, I have noticed 0 stutters in my 2 years of use. The rear camera is decently capable of shooting good shots with decent dynamic range, and is perfectly capable for scanning documents and taking pictures here and there if you need it, with some decent lighting. Low light photography is a bit subpar, but you won't be shooting that many photos with an iPad anyway. If you need to, in a pinch, it will get the job done in decently lit conditions. The front-facing camera is a 7-megapixel shooter capable of shooting 1080p video, which looks sufficiently crisp, especially compared with other PC front-facing cameras, and is perfectly suitable for video conferences. The battery life on the iPad Pro is simply brilliant. Screen on time in my usage averages around 7 hours consistently with daily tasks such as having 10 Safari tabs open, emails, video consumption, video editing, and some cloud gaming. With light use, it can easily achieve all-day battery life and can generally last a few days without needing to be recharged. iPadOS is what makes or breaks this tablet from being a true laptop replacement or simply the best tablet ever made. With iPadOS 14, it was a step in the right direction, and for me, it solved some of my issues. One example that was fixed was the browser. When loading a site that wanted you to use their app, it continuously displayed a Open in-app pop-up, and sometimes wouldn't give you the option to stay in the browser. Now, in iPadOS 14, it has been fixed, and if you want to use the app, you can swipe down on the desired site, and the Open in-app notification is right there in an unobstructed manner. Another issue that has been fixed since the original launch of this iPad was mouse support. Getting full mouse support makes the iPad feel as powerful as advertised as a PC replacement, and now with iPadOS 14, another feature is mouse lock in the center of the screen, opening the door for keyboard and mouse gaming if you decide to go that route. While you do have the most robust app selection available for any tablet, including LumaFusion for video editing and photo editing apps, which are plenty powerful, the lack of a true word processing app is jarring. The Microsoft Word app is a watered-down version, which can be annoying when dealing with university work or more professional writing. Pages is good, but still nowhere near as complete as a PC Microsoft Word experience. You can use, however, the full Google Docs experience in the browser, which I consider to be more fully featured and can help you get by if you need a more complete word processor. Another issue I ran into is taking remote proctor exams for my university online. There is no mobile app for it, and it's only available for Mac or PC, and there's nothing you can really do about it. It's instances like this that show you that as a PC replacement, it's not completely there quite yet, but it is getting there. One app that I use when I need a more traditional PC experience is Shadow. A fully featured PC streams directly to any device you have, which transforms the iPad Pro to a complete PC replacement when you need those more intensive tasks, or a fully featured Microsoft Word experience. If you can work around the limitations of the operating system, this is a great all-around device for media consumption and some intensive work when needed. I have used the iPad Pro for 2 years without another computer and have had some issues, but you can usually find a workaround to get things done. If you don't need traditional PC apps and can work within the iPad OS, I would absolutely recommend this device as a PC replacement, but you have to keep in mind its limitations. The iPad Pro is the best tablet in the world and a decently capable PC replacement when you need it. For most people, the iPad Pro is plenty capable for everyday tasks, but if you use PC or Mac only apps or simply don't want to run into its limitations, I would recommend having an extra PC lying around.